Hello and welcome. My name is Lisa Maroney. I'm here on behalf of the Town of Chelmsford. We're all standing here at 50 Read Billerica Road behind Chelmsford Town offices, and we're having a big celebration today. It's a really important day for a ribbon cutting of the new food pantry. So great bunch of supporters and lots of people coming out to celebrate. I'd like to introduce the town manager for further words.
Great. Thank you, Lisa. Good morning, everyone, and thank you all for coming out today. First, I want to acknowledge in our presence, we have our select board members, Pat Wojcik and Aaron Cunningham, who are with us this morning. Here's Aaron. Aaron's really hiding in the back, but who's joined us today. And I start with them. Obviously, they're elected chief leaders in the community, but also they were a driving force behind this in terms of getting the funding that's necessary for this new food pantry trailer. The board stepped up. We had basically work to get funding sources from the American Rescue Plan Act, as well as from our state legislative delegation to fully fund the replacement of the food pantry and also, more importantly, also the removal of the old one, which was also a challenge. But it was really, that was the sincere effort because we heard from Bob Laporte and those at the food pantry that the facility was at the end of its useful life, and we're able now to have a new facility that has, obviously, better conditions of which, for storage and to assist those who come into the space. And that really is what this is all about. It is the space. Every week, and unfortunately on a growing basis, the food pantry is serving hundreds of families in need in terms of the basic nutrition and food security in this really challenging time. And so we're really proud as the host community to support and enable the Chelmsford Community Exchange, more commonly known as the food pantry, to provide their facility and their volunteerism and support not only for the Chelmsford residents but those in the area. And as the host facility, the employees of the town, many who are here with us today, see the people who are being served on a daily basis. That being said, I also want to commend those who actually did the work of the physical replacement. We're very fortunate. Our Public Works Director, Christine Clancy, is here with us today, and she's done an excellent job overseeing the project. And really, the two people holding the ribbons at each end are really the driving people who made this. Our Facilities Director, Matt Schweitzer, who's just done a fantastic job in meeting this, along with the other multiple responsibilities and projects that he was doing. And it's really nice that Gary Persichetti, our former Public Works Director, came in and assisted us on this project and really did the logistics of making everything possible in terms of the connections, again, the removal of the old facility, and really making it seamless, because they were able really only to be shut down for a brief period while the transition took place. So again, those who were in need could continue to be aided without much disruption. And really, we held off on the ribbon cutting till today because we really wanted to have things smooth and operational. And thus far, it has really worked remarkably well. So with that is, I also just want to, also in our presence, we have our partners in the community from Enterprise Bank, and many of the employees of the town of Chelmsford who have joined us today. And really, it has been a collaborative community effort to bring us to where we are. And then in closing, I just want to take a moment to remember and also recognize where this all came from. And that was Sandy Donovan, who was the founder of the Community Exchange, which originally was located in the former town hall, now the Chelmsford Center for the Arts, and who was such a driving force to help those in need of the community up until her passing a few years ago. And what came to mind, and I remember with Gary standing here today, is when we were doing the renovations of the old town hall, there was a lot of trepidation from Sandy in terms of being temporarily displaced. And then it turned out, at the end, being where we are today, and obviously now with the new facility, it really was the best move for the food pantry. So again, I want to recognize Sandy, and those, again, we're blessed by those who came before us who really enable us to do what we do today. So without any further ado, I'll turn the microphone off to Lisa, because I know she's going to want to hear from those from the Community Exchange who run this on a daily basis.
Thank you, Paul. Thank you for those great words. I'd like to introduce Dave, if you'd like to say a few words.
Yeah. Yeah, just a few. The main thing I want to do is kind of emphasize a lot of the things that Paul was talking about. Is this couldn't have happened without the whole village here. It all started with Christina and DPW when we talked, and helping to put together a grant to go to the state to try to get the state to provide a good chunk of the seed money, and they worked through that whole process to get that grant, and then working with Paul and his team to try to figure out how to augment the money to finish the cost. And then when you look at that, when I talk about a village, you start looking at how many people in the town were involved in pulling this together. We had the fire department, all the building inspectors, DPW, like says Gary and his team to make it all work. And there was probably 2 or 3 other organizations in the building that I don't even know about that had to pull together to actually do this. Like Paul said, we were only closed 1 week. And we're able to flip it. And I can tell you our 200 plus families that come every week really appreciated that we only missed 1 week of operations. I says, and then in addition, when you look at how generous the town of Chelmsford is, most people don't realize we buy about $10,000 worth of food that's money that's donated to us every year through the businesses in this town and through the public. Helping us out to actually fund the pantry and keep it running, because if afterward I would encourage you guys to walk through. We really try to focus on giving healthy food and not just junk food, and so we do a lot of fruit and vegetables and good food. And lastly, I'd really like to thank the townspeople themselves. Chelmsford is a very, very generous town, and between the food drives they do and the donations they do, it's been enabling us to keep this pantry up and running. And I only wish Sandy could see where we are today. Back when Sandy was running it, we were looking at like 45 families a week at best. And we're well over 200 families now, and serving close to probably about 3,000 people, if you count up all the people in those families. And we're finding more and more, because of the current climate, the food bank that we get some of our supplies from is money's been cut back to food banks in this country. And so we're getting less and less food from the food banks, so we're having to buy more food to make sure that we can have a good product for our customers and clients when they come in. So really the hat's off to the town and to the town's people. And I'd also like to thank some of our partners, the Grower Row and Table of Plenty. We tied together with those 2 key organizations to help feed people in this town. And I just wanted you to know we do work closely with each other, trying to help each other out. And so again, I'd like to thank all of you on behalf of our probably 90 plus volunteers that come in here on a regular basis. And especially my hat's off to Gary and his team. I've been driving him crazy probably for the last month on all the nits and making sure this thing is really up and running. He's been on top of it right from the start. So I just want to thank you all. Thank you.
Great. Thank you, Dave. And I think it's time. So Howard, hi. Come on over.
Hi there.
Would you like to say a few words?
Sure. Just the Greater Lowell Community Foundation is very pleased and proud to continue supporting the food bank and the work that's being done here. We recognize that you're feeding Chelmsford and probably people who aren't from Chelmsford. And we're a regional foundation. We're very grateful for all you do. Thank you.
And I know you gave it a donation this morning, too. So thank you for that very much. Yes. Okay. So, Bob, why don't you come up? I think you should come up as well. I'll hold. Yeah, you hold the other side.
Right.
Let me hold.
Can we do it together?
Yep. Okay, we'll do a little countdown, everybody, and then, okay, ready? 3, 2, 1. We did it. Congratulations. This is a big deal. You did great.